Hello, I'm Sonia and welcome to Red Cardinal Kitchen. And today I'm going to show you how to make tender beef pot roast soup. So come right back and I'll show you how it's made. And welcome back. Be sure to subscribe, share, and click that bell to help us bring more videos to you. Alright, so let's get started. Here I have a hot skillet. And the first thing I want to do is put in 1.5 teaspoons of butter and 1.5 teaspoons of olive oil. So 1 tablespoon of fat altogether. Let's get this browned up. Okay. Now I am going to add a 1/3 cup of elbow pasta noodles. Just get a little brown on it. Just kind of push it to the side. It'll all get there. All right, and let's see. Then I want to add my onions. Now everything's kind of a rough chop, nothing is real small diced or now these can all be stirred together, doesn't matter. We're making good soup, tender soup. Alright, and then I want to add garlic. And you'll know when garlic is ready when you start to smell it. There. Nice and aromatic. There we go. Now this is prepared so it doesn't take as long to cook as if I would use the clove type. Don't know why that is. Okay, and we're still waiting for that to come to a little better of a brown. Just keep turning it up. All right, let's see. Onions, and then I want to put in my celery. And let's get those carrots in there. And some peppers, colorful peppers, or green, whichever your family likes. Kind of autumny going into Thanksgiving and Christmas here. Okay. Waiting for the onions to get translucent. In the meantime, I'm just going to put some spice right down in the middle. I want to get it heated through so it starts to smell good. Then I'll just kick the vegetables in there. And then I have some whole wheat flour, a little bit of liquid browning agent. Really make it burn. And then I'm going to add some, this is barley water. See me. that'll all melt in there. It's just, I had it too hot. Yeah, if you want to know if it's hot enough, to add some to the skillet liquid. Okay. We're getting that. There we go. Yeah, the little bits, they're gonna be cooking in there for a while. They'll break up. Alright. That molasses, I tell you, I have a hard time with those two ingredients. Alright, and then I have some nutritional yeast, kind of fortify the dish. I'm not using that much beef. About 1/2 cup of diced beef. And it's the pot roast. It's a little tougher of a meat, but it sure gives a good flavor. So it requires a little bit longer braising. But we're going to kind of not have an all-day soup here. Okay, now everything's sticking good. I'm going to put in the rest of that barley. Starchy barley. That's why I don't put too much of a thickener in there, because I use whatever I cook. If I'm cooking barley, I save the barley water. And that means that I've cleaned the barley well, soaked the barley for an hour, and then I begin to cook it, and it only takes 15-20 minutes that way. If you don't soak it, just wash it and put it right in. It takes maybe 35-45 minutes. Okay, so we're getting a little bit extra color here. Now, let's put in some tomato paste. I have 2 tablespoons of straight tomato paste. And if you'd like, you can just use ketchup, and it just makes it sweeter, or tomato sauce. And I think they have those little bouillon cubes or whatever they are that are tomato based cubes that you can buy. I think you can throw a couple of those in there. Just, I'm watching my salt content, so that's why you see I don't put too much of any one thing, except I load the vegetables in. So if you, I don't think anybody should eat extra salt, because eventually our kidneys, you know, in the end get all that, so be careful. All right, let's see. Now I'm going to put in my beef. Oh. And I'm not browning it. I'm just putting in the beef. I'm going to cook this for a little bit. Let's see. It's turning. I guess we can stick around. Let me just go ahead. I've got some salsa. I don't carry tomatoes. I don't like the taste of the tomato. Less aromas, and I get those now and then, but I just, salsa, you know, it has its flavors, that extra bonus of cilantro and garlic, onion, spices, just a lovely flavor in my cooking. So I know my mother always said when she was watching her soap operas, and then she'd turn to Lois DeVore, which I watched too. That's how I learned to cook early on, later, even more. And my mom said she'll put an onion in a cake if you'd let her, because she used onion in everything, onion and garlic. I do too. But I promise I'm not going to put it in the chocolate cake. Hey, let's try it, see what happens. Onion chocolate cake. I try things. Alright, so now the beef is looking like that. And I'm going to put in my hearty potatoes. These are the yellow type, but russets do fine. I peel them if it's a russet. If they're just the red or the yellow, I usually leave on the skins. You wouldn't even notice them after they're cooked. But a russet is thicker skins. But wash your russets, peel them, and then cook them and save that broth from your potato skins. That's where all your goodies are, all that nice nutrition. Boy, I tell you, we're in a recession. Food is expensive. Get all you can out of everything you buy. Let not the garbage can or garbage disposal get any of it. Okay, so this is like really chunky, isn't it? All right, no lecture, just talking. Okay, instead of putting green beans and corn and all that, I just mix vegetables. It gets them all. That was a half cup. Just kind of makes our soup interesting. Okay, stir, stir, stir. That's the magic of the dish. Melding everything, all those flavors in together, one at a time. And now we have some cabbage, rough chopped. Any way you want to cut your vegetables. Okay, get those stirred in. And then I like kale. And I have 2 leaves here, roughly chopped. In they go. Stir them in there. Now I have my bean liquid over here hanging out. And its flavor from the black beans. If you want a good delicious soup, that's how you do it. And it gives you a little color as well. Look at that. Spoon, I don't know how much you can see in there, but look at that nice rich looking gravy right now, but it's going to turn into a big old pot of soup. Here's my pot. It's not going to fill the whole thing, but I have one that's a little bit smaller. I'm just afraid that I'm making too much for it. Now this soup is going to last a good 3-4 days for our family of 2. So, but if you have a large family, and this is the kind of food that you can just eat and eat and eat. All right, now these are the last 2 things that I have left. My barley and my black beans. I robbed their juice when I cooked it in. They're liquids. Those will go in later, after the beef and everything is tender. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to add the water here. However, if I was just cooking it in here instead of that pot over there, I would add the water and cover it and cook it until the beef is tender and the vegetables are cooked. So I'm going to go away and I'll be back. I'm going to put this into that. All right, see you in a little bit. Hello and welcome back. Well, it is time to taste our lovely tender vegetable and beef soup. So I'm going to get us a serving. Nice and hot. Now I've added last the barley and the black beans. And that makes it hearty. And so I have my little garnish here and some crackers and some lemonade. And it's actually lemon water with a sugar coating at the top. Okay, so here we have I'm just gonna pull it up. You got your noodles and your all those vegetables and potatoes, barley, black beans, and I see some of those peppers on there, all those seasonings. Okay, now I'm gonna get us some liquids to go with that. The nice rich broth. Oh boy, that is delicious. I cheated and took a sample, as every good cook does. Once I got past the part where the meat was cooked, of course. Now, what I've been waiting for, take a bite. Grab some vegetables and noodle. Very tender, nice, rich, with a nice rich broth. I love kale. And then some beans and potato. And a piece of that beef, that tender beef. I'll bite of that kale one more time. Nice, comfortable meal. Hot, warm, sure to warm the tummy. Take one little taste. It's lemon water, and then I put the sugar on top just a little bit. It gives it that sweet as you swallow. And then, recognize this? I made this yesterday, and it's gonna be coming soon. But I'll have my banana bread for my dessert. All right. Well, thank you for watching. And be sure to subscribe, click that bell, and share this video with your family and friends. So for every step of the way, we'll see you next time. Goodbye, and God bless.